So, good evening. Um, if you haven't heard about it, towards the end of last week, this incredible government that we had made an announcement that they believe the next big policy and big thing on immigration is ID cards. Now, we already have the national insurance number, which is specific to do with work and the right to work in the UK. We also have a passport, which can be used to prove your identity, driving license, birth certificate. We already have multiple documents to prove who you are and to allow for eligibility to work, and the most important one being the national insurance number. Being an employer myself, with approximately 100 employees, there are multiple checks we do before we take on any member of staff. If they're not a UK resident and they cannot provide any evidence of being UK residents, then they have to have a right to work in the UK. And if they don't get past the interview stage. So the idea that we would need another form of identification or another card or piece of paper that will miraculously make all the bad actors out there decide the UK is not a place for me, and I can now look somewhere else, is just entirely imbecilic. Like I said, we already have multiple forms of identification and ways in which we ensure that people who aren't or do not have the right to work in the UK cannot work in the UK, and we still have bad actors. So if you are going to produce another document, another piece of paper, the bad actors will, in absolutely no way be affected by it. The only people that will be affected by it is me, you, and the other law-abiding UK citizens. So what's the real reason for bringing in an ID card? Either we have a bunch of morons in government, which actually I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of morons in government who have never done a real day's work in their life, never operated a business, never sacrificed anything, went into a career in politics and think that it's funny to debate and argue things and think it's a game, when really the things that they're debating and discussing and the authority we bestow on them means that they can make a difference in people's lives, and they're treating it like a joke and a game. But anyway, somehow in the UK, we have managed to elect the most moronic and most idiotic people that we possibly could. And I don't know where these people are who are voting for these idiots, but something's got to change and we've got to do better. Because we may end up having millions or billions of our money. Because remember, the government has no money. It doesn't generate money. It just takes ours and decides what it wants to do with it. And we're going to spend millions or billions of pounds on a piece of plastic that's going to do absolutely nothing except possibly allow the government to put more regulation on us and track us in some completely unnecessary way, because law-abiding, good people are already doing what they should be doing to ensure our country is good. That's it. Till next time.